hire people based on team.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So but I won't have her send anything to you. I'll just,
people send me these things, and it's like, I'm sorry you get a reply to this, and I'm just going to forward it to someone else. But,
right.
So last few minutes. So what do you?
What's my next step?
What's your next step?
Yeah. So my next step is I'm at that step. I still have other interviews to do. There's a mixed feeling I have about interviewing Wies because, it's like, how much do I want to tell his story? It can't hurt.
He has his own memories of this, like Howard does, that are some are accurate, some are not accurate, but it's interesting.
Right. And I do want to follow through on the. I would actually maybe at some other time also with you just the more technical aspects of the actual development of the organs on chips. I still have a few more teeth that
the more I would figure out everything around the organs on chips. So when you're ready to do it, then you need to talk to Danny Levin, who's really the
and Danny, and I also met Chris, who's a real
Chris. Yeah, he's great.
Also a really great guy. Yeah, and I met a few of the other people there. What about Danny? Is it Huh? H-U-H?
Dan Huh?
Yeah, Dan Huh.
He's not here anymore.
I know, but is he...
He's a well-spoken guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So and Dave Mooney, but I don't need to.
I was going to say, what are you trying to get from what are you looking for that you're interviewing? I mean, what are you missing that you're interviewing for? Are you still just pure data gathering?
It's getting a feel for the texture of the day-to-day of the organs on chips.
Most of the people have done organs on chips. Geraldine really doesn't do organs on chips. She's been sort of managing it. But, Dan and Hyun, who does the gut, and Yusuke, and, those guys have been here a long time.
I haven't spoken to Kit Parker either.
And Kit will give you. He'd be good because he has a totally different perspective, and I'm getting all this credit, and Organs on Chips is the whole institute, and that sort of thing. But it might be good.
But I also, in terms of the next steps, following up on some of those interviews.
Also, he's doing some really interesting stuff with Organs on Chips. His heart and airway stuff looks really interesting.
I also, for something else, but his ideas about scale, and time, spatial and temporal scale, I really am interested in that. So the next step is my process of sinking in and just
you definitely should. If you can do Organs on Chips, you got to do Kit because he can't be ignored in the story.
Yeah, definitely.
And Geraldine wants to ignore him, so you have to be careful because Geraldine has her own agendas. All right, you got to realize that Geraldine is wonderful, but she's got her own view and agenda.
Yeah,
of everything.
What would you say her agenda is?
Well, she wants everybody. We're all one big happy family, and and we're going to do this big startup, but people that are hard to deal with, she tends to kind of move away from and leave to the side, and so. But Kit has been a thorn in our sides, and it's a thorn especially in her side. There's Tony. Did you talk to Tony Bahinsky? He's been here as long as she has. Eduardo's here. Okay, give me 3 minutes.
Wait, Tony
Bahinsky. He's came in at the same level as she, but he's quiet.
Right, I know he's given talk. I remember seeing.
And he comes from pharma, even more pharma experience than she has.
Yeah.
He's now dealing largely with my government grants. He doesn't talk that much. Very bright, but he might be a good counterpoint to get his input on things because he's been here. I think maybe he came out just after her. She's got all the energy and drive, but she always takes a look on the bright side of things, but that's sometimes because she just puts a curtain around the other and moves by it, not necessarily working through it. And with Kit, he's tough as nails, and I don't blame her or Tony because Tony was the one who's supposed to bridge it. But we can't talk about Organs on Chips at the Wyss Institute without Kit, who has, he's co-investigator with me on the DARPA grant. He's got multiple other grants. He's got NIH grants, and he's doing this hard stuff. That would be destructive.
Yeah, no, I would not do that. I think, I really look forward to talking to him, if you'll agree, though.
Yeah.
I think I need to, knock on
his door. If he doesn't want to talk, that's fine, but try.
Oh, yeah, I think I just need to be in a place where I can, introduce myself and say, listen, I really would love to come and talk.
Yeah, and also he has perspectives that are different ours, and he has criticisms, probably, and but he's never reached out to embrace this model. He's never around, and he also is a control freak, and he likes his group to have its identity, and the whole point of it is you have to give up some of it. He's trying to a little now more, but he goes in oscillations. But it'd be good for you to get his perspective of maybe there's something to what he says. Maybe Don and Geraldine aren't as wonderful as we all hear all the time. You know what I mean? I have weaknesses and problems, and there are things he says that I've done or he's been told I've done that are not true, but it'd be interesting to see how his mind works.
Yeah,
absolutely. You could check you can do reality checking afterwards, but it might help you make it feel so it's not a hagiography and so it's not so it's more objective.
Yeah. And also that I'm I'm an ideas person, and
I don't think you're going to focus at you'll do good, but it's just
it's and for me it is about sort of I'm gonna it's the personalities, but it's not just going to be and then this happened and this happened and this happened and that happened. That's
right.
So
but to fill out your palette and to make sure all the colors in the right places, it'd be good to have people that may have some things that they're disgruntled about, or
or
see it from a different perspective, or see the limitations. The organs on chips are incredibly powerful. When we give these talks, people are blown away. But when Dan has experiments, we learn later that he did what any good graduate student postdoc would do, which is the ones that didn't work you throw out, and you study the ones that do. But that's not really amenable to translate into a company, and so that's why we're working through these things now. But then there are people like Kit who might think, oh, that was all a farce, they really don't work, and he'll say things like that to his people. But then, no, there are technical problems, and we worked through them, and it was working. And then he has technical problems, and then he doesn't see that you can interpret the same thing about his stuff, you know what I mean? But we would never say that about his stuff.
Right.
But that's the type of thing, it still might be interesting for you to see. I'd rather you see the warts and all and then put the whole story together.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that on your part. I know. I think I once told you that I was sitting over in the lobby and I hear this cursing coming, somebody getting off of the elevator, talking into his phone, and
he can be off the edge sometimes.
Yeah, no, but an interesting character without a doubt. And,
without a doubt. And good for storytelling.
And exactly, and addressing some interesting, questions, definitely. Okay, there was a whole nother